Hi guys, welcome to the show. Today's theme is everyday brûlée. We're going to start by doing a prawn brûlée on a bed of rustic farmhouse leaves. Let's get started.
Fresh.
This is a really nice recipe, great to have in the centre of the table when you've got a few mates round. Let's go over the ingredients and what you're going to need.
Tasty.
All you're going to need for this recipe is a cast iron frying pan or skillet, any household blowtorch, some responsibly sourced rustic organic farmhouse leaves, available from any rustic farmhouse, some responsibly sourced frozen prawns, some responsibly sourced pure sunflower oil, and some salt and pepper for seasoning. Okay, let's get started.
Cooking.
Okay, you're going to need to start by setting the leaves in the pan. Be as rustic as you like, don't worry too much about presentation. You really want to create that bed of leaves there. Next step is to tip the frozen prawns into that bed. Make sure you do it from height. Scatter them around a little bit. Get a nice pile in the centre. Lovely. Now for the fun part. What's really important here is to get the hot and crispy on the outside, but cold and not quite yet defrosted on the inside texture. A real contrast of flavours that your guests are just going to absolutely go nuts for. And the rustic farmhouse leaves are really going to create that absolutely delicious rustic flavours that this kind of meal is crying out for, really. It's amazing, you can just see some of the prawns start to get some colour there. The top few just starting to defrost lightly, but still on the inside, nice and crunchy and frozen. Absolutely delicious. What you've got to be careful to do is make sure you're not actually cooking the prawns, because that'll really spoil the texture and the contrast. If the prawns are cooked through, what you've essentially got is prawns on leaves, and no one wants that. What you're really looking for is just the outside of each prawn to be crispy and cooked, but to keep the inside as frozen as possible. A real contrast in flavours. Absolutely delicious. That looks about ready. Now what we need to do is just drizzle some oil from a height to give a nice glaze to the actual prawns. Absolutely delicious. And some salt from a height. And finally, a little bit of pepper from a height as well.
Fresh.
That's all you need to do, guys. And the best thing I think about this recipe is the prawns on the top, the brûlée prawns with the crispy texture, are really contrasted by the prawns underneath. The residual heat from the top, they're just starting to cook, just starting to defrost. Absolutely delicious. They're staying moist, staying juicy. It's a real contrast of flavours in this dish that really makes it special. Enjoy it, share it with your friends, put it in the centre of the table, and away you go.
Fresh.